Hi, my name is Ryan McCrary, and I'm the Director of Research at Boys Town National Research Hospital in Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm also the Director of the Audibility, Perception, and Cognition Lab. I'm really excited to be presenting at the A.G. Bell NIH-sponsored research symposium to share on a topic called What Can My Baby Hear? Quantifying Speech Audibility for Children Who Are Deaf and Hard of Hearing. In my presentation, I'm going to talk about all the different ways that we can quantify how much speech is audible to children who are deaf and hard of hearing and what impact that can have on their outcomes. Currently, most of the time we quantify audibility through the audiogram, which is a useful tool for estimating the degree of hearing loss that a child might have. Unfortunately, the audiogram doesn't take into account important things for infants and young children like their ear canal acoustics or the transducer that was used to test their hearing. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about how we might use audibility for speech as a measure that could tell us about how much a child can hear without amplification, as well as aided audibility with amplification, and how those tools might be used in a clinical setting by audiologists and speech-language pathologists or teachers of the deaf who work with children who are deaf and hard of hearing. A lot of the work in my lab has focused specifically on trying to predict why two children who have the same audiogram might have very different outcomes. And one of the things that line of questioning has led us to is to understand the factors that can cause different outcomes despite the fact that children may have very similar hearing. And so one of the major contributions that we've made to the literature is to help to understand how the quality of the hearing aid fitting in terms of how much audibility for speech is restored by the hearing aid can help to influence the outcomes for children who wear hearing aids. And we've taken that information that we've done in our basic research and tried to think about how we can move that into a clinical protocol so that clinicians can understand and apply the concepts that we're using in our research to the patients that they see every day. And for early interventionists, it can be really important when talking with parents or caregivers of children who are deaf and hard of hearing to help them to understand how the hearing loss that the child has might impact their developmental outcomes and how they might make predictions about the type of intervention that might be necessary. For example, whether a child might continue to use hearing aids or whether they might eventually become a candidate for a cochlear implant. I'm really looking forward to presenting at the A.G. Bell NIH-sponsored research symposium in Scottsdale, Arizona in June. It's a huge honor to have been asked to present at this meeting, and I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to interact with you during the meeting and during my presentation. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope to see you all in Scottsdale in June. Thank you.